Hello, hi, and welcome to another Chisapod. I am Joy Mpande. Thank you so much for tuning in. On today's podcast, we don't have one, but two guests who you will definitely both recognize from the strides they've been taking individually, but most recently for the work that they've been putting in together. You guessed it, it's Simz Ngema and Tino Chinyani. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. I know it was definitely a hassle, especially because you were not feeling it.
Yeah. This winter season is finishing me. Yo.
Now, okay, I've seen you guys individually in both spaces, right? Yeah. But now that I have you guys in one room, I'm just like, who does Tiani look like? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Everyone says that he looks like me, but she's got her complexion. Yeah. That's that, and her dimples.
And the dimples, you guys both have dimples.
Definitely.
Well, that's that. So we've seen you gush over each other, obviously on social media, love openly, which is what you've been doing quite beautifully as well. But I don't think we ever imagined it would birth a whole song as well. Yeah. Let's talk about that and just the inception of it. Who came up with that idea? You know, I mean, it's a beautiful song. It's the entire thing put together.
Thank you.
Tell me about that.
It was such a beautiful idea because I think the best part about our relationship is we're both creative. So we're always in that space of how can we push the barriers? How can we do more? And it was just one of those things where we actually sat down and we asked ourselves, what do we wanted to do for Tiani this year for his third birthday? And we were like, we want to do something special, something different, something more sentimental, and more so something that he could look back 5, 10, 15 years from now and look back and be like, damn, they did that for me. And we just we talked about it and it came so effortlessly. I mean, even in the studio, the magic and the chemistry was effortless, and a hit was made.
Yeah. The conversation, I mean, you're not foreign to the music space. We're going to talk about your transition into that space as well.
Definitely.
But tell me just about, I mean, you're talking about the fact that it was quite, you know, it flowed in the studio. But the creative process, did you guys, you know, exchange notes? You know, this is what we're going to write.
Of
Definitely.
Of course. We do that all the time with everything, not just music. I love music, you know, and I'm very passionate about it. I feel like when you're writing a song, that song becomes your child. It becomes your baby, you know. So the passion just goes into it. And I'm glad that Tino's just as passionate. So being in studio was amazing. Like he said, the chemistry was great. And it didn't take long to even write that song. It didn't take long at all.
No, it was very quick,
I think about an hour we're done writing the lyrics.
Oh, that's beautiful. So are there any songs that you guys recorded? Since you're saying it took an hour, I'm sure you just went straight into the other one. Are there going to be other songs that are going to be released soon?
There will be. There will be at some point, definitely. This one for us was special. We wanted to make sure that we poured everything into this one. We were just like, let's do this. Let's make sure the project is perfect. But you're definitely going to see a lot more projects coming soon, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, Tino's busy with his EP right now. I'm also busy with my singles that are coming out soon. So we are just enjoying this time of being in music and just enjoying creating music.
Definitely.
I mean, the fact that you're now working together. I mean, for a long time, I think, you know, we've seen you guys apart. You tried to keep that, you know, part of you aside. So what is the conversation now that you have to work together and just like, you know, put your relationship almost in the
this is not the first time we've worked together though.
Oh yes,
we've hosted events. Yeah, we've hosted events before, and I think that's when I realized how great we were as a working relationship. I mean, it's really nice to have somebody that's just as passionate, just as driven, just as hungry, and who also shares your vision, you know? And I think it's always been that thing when we put our heads together, shoots, creative direction, music, events, everything is
But it's also difficult because you've got two Virgos. So we are both perfectionists. So it kind of gets very difficult because sometimes we argue about, okay, what's going to be on the music video?
Definitely.
What do you think? No, I think it should. And then he's like, no, it should be that. And
you must also mention you are very stubborn. You are very stubborn. No. This one doesn't know peace. So sometimes I just end up saying, you know what, for the sake of peace, let's just go what you're doing, you know. Any wise man will tell you that when it comes to your woman, if you're in an argument, choose peace, my guy. Every single time, choose peace.
Yeah, it's definitely safer on that end. I like the fact that you mentioned, like, you know, you guys talk about what's going to be in the music video and all of that. I think it was the first single that you released in 2021 where you had Booga in the video. Can I call him that? I think everyone calls him Booga. I think you had him in the video as well. You made an appearance, if I'm not mistaken, or was it just the pictures?
It was just the pictures.
It was the pictures for the promo.
It was behind the scenes.
Now, deciding to put Chinyani out there as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure that might be also just a whole conversation separately, and it's just a difficult thing to also decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it happened naturally.
It happened naturally,
It,
you know?
it wasn't something that we thought about. It wasn't something that we thought, okay, are we going to hide the baby's face or whatever. For me, I see Chinyani and I see that he's an artist already. I can see that he is talented. You know, you put him on a runway, he
steals the show.
He steals the show. He
literally
loves
steals.
playing drums at church.
Wow.
You know, so he is a creative. So for me, I want to teach him while he's young. You know, and kind of guide him. He is lucky that he's got us as parents who are in the same industry. I didn't have that. You know. So he won't struggle as much as we do.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
The guidance is definitely there.
Yeah. So is he actually doing any modeling gigs now? I mean, already that
He has. That boy is pulling in the bag. It's crazy, bruh.
Okay.
Chinyani's doing very well.
Influencing,
ambassadoring. Like, he's doing very well for himself. We're very proud. Yeah.
I like that. Let's talk about your transition, though, with your career specifically, Tino. The fact that we've seen you doing modeling, then into presenting, into other things as well. Just talk about your transition and deciding to venture now into the music space as well.
Venturing into the music space was something that was always going to be a part of my story. I've always been somebody that's never satisfied. I step into a field, I always look to conquer, I always look to take it to the top. I always put my effort, my energy, my passion, my mind, my soul into everything I do. So it was one of those things where even from modeling was beautiful because it gave me that first plateau, that first platform to just be seen. And then from being seen, I wanted to be heard. And then that's why presenting was such a natural transition. And that's why going into the Top 5 Drive on Channel O and even the morning show on ETV was so beautiful because I felt like I could finally have a voice and not just be seen.
Absolutely.
And then for me, also with venturing into fashion, was I wanted to make a statement with how I articulate myself, not just in the way I speak, but in the way I look as well. And then now with the music, it was I want to tell stories of all of those journeys, all of the highs, the lows, the loves, the love lost, you know, and everything in between. I felt like I've got such a beautiful insight and perspective on life from all of the spaces and all of the environments and all the people I've met. And music was just that next step in telling my story as best as I could. Always aiming to inspire, always aim to be a voice for those who are voiceless, always aiming to give that hope for people that don't have. And my life's mission, I feel, has always been to inspire. And I feel like everybody's going to feel that with the music, definitely. Yeah.
Tell me about your influence in the Chinyani empire. I mean, of course, it is your project specifically, but I mean, there is the clothing brand. I don't know if you somehow have an influence in that Chinyani empire as well.
Influence in everything.
This is my priority advisor. She is the top. She's my main advisor. This one.
Look, for us, it's about spreading love. You know, just letting the public know that there are healthy relationships, healthy families, and because we live in a society that's always toxic, you know, we need the love. We need to show black love even more. Definitely. My dad used to say that most black men will not be affectionate in public with their wives. But there are a lot of black men that have beaten their wives in front of everybody. You know, the story has to change. The narrative has to change. We have to let people know that black people can love too. Black people can be in healthy relationships.
Absolutely.
Black people can build healthy families. And we have to make sure that people know that that's what's important, not the money, not anything else, not being famous. That is not what's important. What's important is who you have in your life.
Definitely.
So that's what we're trying to do.
I like the fact that you also mentioned faith. I mean, I know you come from a Christian background. I'm sure it was quite important to also have a partner who also does the thing, you know, the same, or pursues the same, or obviously practices the same spirituality, if I can put it that way.
Definitely.
Is that how you knew that, you know, this is definitely a partner, a life partner of some sort?
I mean, I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie.
She knows she won. She knows she won. Don't let her play you.
Not know. I mean, like I said, the way things happened between Tino and I, it wasn't planned. It wasn't. I think God knew. You know. because things happened really differently.
Definitely.
Like, this was supposed to be a fling, and look at us now.
4 years down the line.
You know, and
here we
I
are.
wasn't even a fling girl, you know what I mean? So, and God knew that after what I experienced, I'd be afraid to fall in love. I'd be afraid to open my heart again. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll just bring this guy. Who will change your mind. But definitely spirituality is important to me. But more than anything, for me, it's not about religion. It's about who you are as a person. It's about whether you have a good heart and whether what you believe in works for you. You know, you just have to believe in something. That's what's important to me. Believe in something good. Believe in something that works for you. And like I said, just be a good person generally.
When I think I heard like a teachable moment within the mouthful that you just said,
Yeah.
is the fact that just learning to love again. I think like a lot of people can definitely learn a lot from that. How have you eased yourself into love again?
I've just let myself live. We all go through stuff. We go through grief. We go through loss. But we shouldn't stop ourselves from living because there are some things that you will not heal from. There are some things that you will never forget. There are some traumas that you'll never get over. But you can't let those things stop you from loving. From my experiences, I've learned that a shattered heart can still love.
I love that.
I learned that broken crayons can still color. You know, so just because you've been through pain, it doesn't mean you can't love. So don't deprive yourself, because like I said, there's some things that you'll never get over. Yeah.